James Clear in his book Atomic Habits, if you want a book about changing your life and getting rid of bad habits and starting new habits, it's fantastic. He makes the point, if you want to start a good habit, make it easy. If you want to stop a bad habit, make it hard.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Anarchy Podcast. 99% of traders will never make consistent profits. So why listen to the 99% of advice? On this show, we're going to challenge some of the most hallowed and repeated tenets of trading, and in doing so, set you up to succeed where others fail. Spoiler alert, we don't have a secret strategy or magic wand that will let you skip out on the hard work of learning the markets, but we can debunk viewpoints that are holding you back. If that sounds good to you, come join us.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Anarchy Day Trading Podcast. It's just me. It's just Levi. Jordan, we weren't able to line up our schedules the last couple of days. So this was just me. I'm going to fill in the scheduling hole before Jordan comes back for the next couple. But today I had three points I wanted to hit. 3 day trading secrets for success that no one else will really tell you. Now this would be an opportunity to just like clickbait you and give you 3 points that are kind of just necessary, but are kind of out there in the zeitgeist. You hear them a lot. I actually did want to go over 3 points that I think are fairly unique to Jordan, my understanding of the market. And some of these we've talked about, some of them we haven't. But whether you've heard them or whether you haven't, this will be a good reminder. And if you haven't heard them, these might help you. I think just knowing these 3 points will get you ahead of 80% of the pack, especially if you're starting out. I think our day trading philosophy is really unique, and it brings some, and I think we can back it up. And I think that day trading philosophy will help push you forward in your journey a lot faster than a lot of other people who don't understand this. So I wanted to go over those 3 points. There's 3 day trading secrets for success that no one else will tell you. So my first one is that getting good at day trading is all about getting the reps in. Now, this kind of should seem fairly obvious. To get good at anything, you have to do it a lot. You just have to do a lot of the thing you're trying to do to get good at it. I mean, this is true for anything, whether you're playing a sport, whether you're playing an instrument, whether you're trying to get good communicating with people, whether you're trying to get good at your business, whether you're trying to get fit, get stronger, whatever. Doing it a lot is the key for success. Therefore, it kind of shocks me. By the way, therefore, I never used that word. So anyway, it shocks me. Here I'm sounding like an 18th century aristocrat. Therefore, so anyway, it kind of shocks me that when it comes to day trading, this is not how most people treat and teach day trading. They kind of teach day trading as, hey, it's better that they teach the vast majority of people teach that you should be trading high time frames. So you should be trading like, most people tell beginners to start trading the 1 hour or the half hour. The lowest is like 15 minutes, right? And most people I hear it's like 1 hour, 4 hour, right? Most people tell beginners to trade higher time frames. And in our opinion, it's the exact opposite. In our opinion, you can start trading higher time frames once you've actually gotten experience and once you're actually good. It's exactly the opposite. When you're starting out, you should start trading lower time frames because you need to be seeing more stuff. If you're trading a 1 hour time frame, 1 hour candles, right? You can't actually watch the market move, right? So all you're doing is checking in throughout the day, seeing snapshots of the market a few times a day when you check in, and then, I don't know, expecting to get better doing that, right? You can't watch the market because they're 1 hour candles, right? So you watch for an hour and one candle's passed. So you can't actually watch it. So all you do is you just kind of surf through a bunch of different markets. You can't get good at one. You don't see a lot of it, and you don't see a lot of your setups. And as a result, you just don't get better fast. In our opinion, you should start trading low time frames. I mean, Jordan and I trade 1 minute candles. And yes, that creates its own problems, right? But I think those problems are actually good. Yes, they cause like your psychology is much harder. Things go quickly, so you have to think fast. But I think that's all good practice. And when you're trading 1 minute candles, you get to see a lot of the market. I can sit for an hour in front of my computer and watch 60 candles go by while some beginner is being told, hey, trade for an hour, and they've watched one candle, right? And you just don't see a lot. And when you trade 1 minute, when you trade lower time frames, you're able to see a lot of setups go by. You're able to practice it. You're able to sit down and just watch the market move. And as a result, you just get a lot more reps, right? At the end of a year, the guy who sat and watched 1 minute candles for an hour or two a day has seen literally tens of thousands of candles go by, seen hundreds of setups that they're looking for. Um, and they're just going to get better faster. It's about getting reps. And I'm shocked how rare this advice is. Um, Again, I have no problem with trading higher time frame stuff. I have no problem with that, but I think that comes later once you've already gained a connection with the market, once you've kind of gotten experience, then you can adjust your trading style to fit with your day-to-day life. And it might be easier to trade 30-minute candles when you're already good and you have a day job and you check in once or twice a day. If it looks right, you take a trade or two, right? But if you're trying to get good, reps, reps. Get into the gym and don't take don't lift the dumbbells once. You got to go in there and lift them a lot. Go and get as many reps as you can in the market. And by doing that, and to do that, you need to lower your time frames. So that's the one bit of advice that I just don't hear very often and that I think is fairly unique. You can either agree with it or not. But in my opinion, it's one of the biggest indicators of how fast you're going to learn. There's just no way to get around it. Number two, second day trading secret for success that no one else will tell you. Your edge doesn't come from your strategy. This is this is just just objectively true. Okay. And just by thinking a little bit about this, you can kind of figure this out. But if strategy, if just doing we've talked about kind of these cookie cutter strategies like A plus B equals take trade, right? Hey, if price crosses the 50 EMA and there's a bullish candle and there's this candlestick pattern, take a trade. If that was as easy as it was, then 90% of traders would make money. 95. Hell, you could write a script with ChatGPT in 5 minutes that would do it for you, and everybody would be millionaires. But that's not the case. So you have to ask yourself, and Jordan and I remember when we were learning day trading, we started figuring this out fairly early on because we started talking to we started talking to each other, going like, well, if that's all it takes, like, why aren't everybody rich? Like, if that was it, it would be easy. If that was the case, if strategy, just getting the right strategy will make you rich, then psychology wouldn't even matter. Like everybody talks about how important psychology is, and we talk about it too, but psychology wouldn't matter barely at all if it was just about, hey, when you see this, do this. When you see your indicator off, go off, take trade. If that was it, everyone would be rich. Everyone would be successful. It'd be easy. And that's just not how it works. And so you have to ask yourself why. And the reason why is that strategy doesn't make you money. Your edge doesn't come from your strategy. This is, by the way, why there's 300 strategies, 1,000 strategies that all make money. You ask any day trader, they all do a slightly different strategy. There's all the way from simple ones like myself. Jordan and I, we draw a couple horizontal lines. That's it. Then there's people who do trend strategies and, they watch for trends to be broken and then they reverse, right? And then there's, ICT strategies, which I can't even begin to explain to you. And there's people who make money at all of them. So you have to ask yourself, okay, if that's the case, how? How is that the case? And the reason is because the strategy doesn't make money. Your brain is what makes you money. Your brain is what eventually you train to recognize when things, you know what, my strategy, I would typically take that trade, but you know what? It doesn't quite look right, right? That doesn't quite look right. So I'm not going to take the trade. Being successful often comes down to knowing when not to take a trade, even when your strategy would typically take a trade, right? I do retests, breakouts and retests, and there's many times where price breaks out, it retests, and I go, you know what? It doesn't look quite right, and so I won't take it, and that's what gives me my edge. If you just take every breakout and retest, you won't make money. You just won't. That's just not how it works. And so you're training your brain is what gives you the edge. And that's why you can use pretty much any strategy out there. And this is, if you know this will get you ahead of 80% of people. Just knowing that, because it takes the pressure off of finding the right technique, finding the right strategy. Most beginners go surfing a million different strategies thinking that, okay, I just had to find the right technique. And that's just not how it works. By the way, this is the implicit, explicit learning type thing, right? This is true for pretty much anything, from playing instruments to playing sports. Yes, there are correct techniques, um, to play a guitar, but at the end of the day, really good guitar players, they feel the notes. They played it enough. They just know what to play next. They know how to play next. They know where to put their fingers next by feel. They've done it a million times. And that's what you got to train yourself to do. Pick a strategy, pick a straightforward, simple, the simpler, the better. Jordan and I are going to be doing a masterclass here on May 30th, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Shameless plug. Come watch. We'll be doing some live trading. You can see our specific strategy. It's nothing special. We draw a couple horizontal lines on the chart, and that's it. You don't even have to draw a horizontal line. I just like it. And that's about it. And we do breakout retests. We trade a little bit with momentum, but nothing special. And then it's just about doing it a lot and training your brain to recognize when things look right, when things don't, and knowing when to make exceptions. And that just comes down to time. And this should take the pressure off you. And this will get you ahead of, I promise you, just knowing that will get you ahead of 80% of people. Okay, and my last secret to day trading success that no one else will tell you, and this is shocking that no one else really tells you this, because this is really obvious. This is a really obvious one, is really important. Okay, everyone talks about how journaling is critical. It is, by the way. Journaling is really critical. You need to be doing it. But people do it wrong. And pretty much every trading journal I see is just so unnecessarily complicated. James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, if you want a book about changing your life and getting rid of bad habits and starting new habits, James Clear's book Atomic Habits is pretty much the best one on the market. It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Anyway, he makes the point of starting good habits, or quitting bad ones, is about making things easy. If you want to start a good habit, make it easy. If you want to stop a bad habit, make it hard, make it uncomfortable, right? And that's the trick to journaling, because you can say you should journal all you want, but most journals are unnecessarily complicated, where it takes, like, they have entry points and they have time you took it and blah blah. Like, literally just Google day trading journal and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, right? And most of you probably use one of these where you put in your entry number and you put in your lot size and blah 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 blah. But your broker has all that information. Like, your broker has way more information than you do. It's all I don't know any broker out there, any prop firm, any whatever, who doesn't have like the basic, hey, you took this trade here, you've gotten this much profit, you took this many trades at this time of day. Like, they have all the information way more than you do. And why are you taking the time to put that into your Excel spreadsheet, like some Excel spreadsheet? Like, I don't know. It's so weird. And I did this for the longest time too. So I'm just not making fun of people here, because I did this for the longest time before I was like, why am I doing this? The important part of journaling is not your entry and your exit. That's important too. But again, your broker has that information way better, way more precise information than you do. And they have access to it. And you do too. What's really important is to make journaling easy. It shouldn't take you longer than 3 minutes. Because if it takes you longer than 3 minutes, you're not going to do it. My third secret to success in day trading that no one else will tell you is, yes, it's critical, but you need to make it really, really simple. Here's what I do to journal. At the end of the day, I've taken a bunch of trades. I've taken 3 trades typically, 2 or 3 trades. I don't take a ton of trades, but I'll take a screenshot. That's all I'll do. I'll take a screenshot of my screen that shows my trades that I took, my actual chart. I just take a screenshot of my chart, paste it into a Google presentation or a Google Sheets doc, and then I'll just write out what I thought, whether I kind of broke any rules, how I was feeling. That's about it, right? So an example would be I'd take a screenshot of my trades and I'd say, I took a couple trades. I was feeling a little bit, I don't know, I was feeling a little bit nervous today for some reason. I was a little bit fearful. I took this trade early. I probably should have let it run. I took it early because I was afraid of losing what I had. I don't know why, but I had some FOMO on this one. I kind of broke my rules on this one, or no, I did perfect on this one. I took it and I felt good, and I just write a few blurbs, right? A few sentences about what I did, how I felt, and that's it. And then you can go back and look at that, and it's really, really useful information. It's very visual. You just have a screenshot of your chart with the things you took and kind of how you felt that day. And it works really, really well. And it gets rid of all the fluff. It's really simple. It takes me 3 minutes. So whether or not I'm feeling like it, it's really easy for me to just, let me do it. Right? I don't feel like it. I had a bad day of trading and I'm still going to do it because it takes me, 2 or 3 minutes and that's it. And that's, again, not something most trading journals you see are just full of garbage that take 10 minutes to do. It's unnecessary. It's kind of a pain in the butt. So make journaling easy. Make it simple. If you have to, make it simplistic. Just make it unnecessarily simple if that's what you have to do to actually journal, because it is one of the most critical things you can do for your trading success and for your trading progress. So you make it easy to do. So yeah, those are my 3 day trading secrets for success that no one else will tell you. Maybe when Jordan comes on next time, maybe we'll do 3 more, because I think there's a lot of ones out there, a lot of low hanging fruit to help some of the newer traders out there gain a huge edge on 80-90% of the market just by kind of getting an understanding of pretty basic understanding of like the philosophy and Jordan, my trading philosophy that I think a lot of people find really helpful. So hopefully that helps you guys. We'll catch you guys next time.